This is an ongoing study that we are conducting with the soft tissue and bone sarcoma group of EORTC. So at the beginning, we started with literature review, an extended literature review, document the current landscape in sarcoma treatment. And we used particular inclusion and exclusion criteria. For example, the study domain included randomized randomized clinical trials. We take into account trials of phase 2, phase 3, or even prospective real-life studies published from 2003 to 2018. And the reason for this is that in 2002, Glabeke and colleagues published on behalf of the group a pooled analysis with reference values for conducting phase 2 studies. And these values have been widely used. So if you look at the publication, there are more than 400 citations. So it's a popular paper for the sarcoma group. And they have been using these thresholds a lot. And since this publication is quite old, it's almost 2 decades now, we wanted to have an update for the sarcomas. And as we were conducting the literature review, we noticed that there is a lot of heterogeneity and a lot of subtypes. And the most common subtype that occurred in our database was leiomysarcomas. So we focused on this particular subtype of soft tissue sarcomas, so that we mimic the idea of this paper by Van Glabeke, published in 2002 in the European Journal of Cancer. So the aim of our study was to provide new thresholds to design phase 2 studies for advanced or metastatic leiomysarcomas. And to do this, after performing this extended literature review, we used a particular number of studies to take estimates and produce information in our database. And this included uterine or non-uterine leiomysarcomas. And at some point, we realized that we need more information because it's very important to have as many estimates as possible so that you have a robust statistical analysis. So we requested more information from the STBSG. We extracted more information from the STBSG database, and we requested more estimates from primary investigators of studies. And we are very happy that we have received some estimates for the moment from 6 primary investigators regarding 7 studies, and this number is currently increasing. So for the presentation of ESMO, this was the number. And after that, the studies that are focusing on the leiomysarcomas, so that we produce meaningful thresholds at 3 and 6 months regarding progression-free survival. We use the random effects model to pull trial-specific estimates, and we separated the treatments as recommended or non-recommended based on the ESMO 2018 guidelines. So after having this important step, we have 2 sets of drugs, and we can test the recommended and non-recommended. And we also got estimates, overall estimates regarding the random effects. And also in this presentation, we present a table with the ESMO magnitude of clinical benefit scale. So we use this tool so that we calculate the reference targets that you need to reach for future studies. So first we calculated based on the forest plots the random effects estimates for the studies, and then we used this tool provided by the ESMO to calculate the minimum targets that you need to reach to obtain a meaningful and new analysis so that you can find if a drug is active. What I want to emphasize is that there is an unmet need in soft tissue sarcomas, and especially in leiomysarcomas, that is one of the most common subtypes regarding therapeutic options. As doxorubicin is the standard of care for many years, and we would like to have better thresholds, so thresholds that are in line with the new studies, so that you can obtain, you can compare new therapeutic options to be the new standard of care for the leiomysarcomas, for the first line or for pretreated population. And this can be either a drug that will be together with doxorubicin, or it can be a drug that will be the new standard of care. So we want to help with these unmet needs, and we hope that our study will provide meaningful insights to design new phase 2 studies, so that these phase 2 studies may result in successful phase 3 studies and a change in the standard of care in the future for this subgroup of drugs. And we also hope that other groups can also use this kind of meta-analysis to pull data from many trials and can provide useful insights for other tumors and subtypes.